What is going on? I am a non-moose on the YouTubes, which is terribly, terribly confusing. I know. It is code Zedmot over there in that shop. That is just a failure on my part on the branding side of things. Anyways, it is Thursday, which means we're going to do a mega video. Previously Friday, moved it up a day for extra awesomeness. We are going to start out with an operation attack, then we'll do some warships and some other greatness. Not goodness, but greatness. Now, these laser ranger ladies with the tribes are a lot of fun. Now, first of all, you need to boost that shock bomb. That is a big deal. That is more important than anything. Warrior health might also be fun for you, or tank damage depending on which troops you play with. For me, it is all about the speed and ridiculousness of the laser rangers, though. I have a bunch of old operation attacks that I would love to show you, but we're not going to deal with replays. This is going to be all live. That way you can watch me fail and screw up in big ways. Possibly. We are going to get into this corner down here where all those mines are and then just clear out. Don't know which way bullet's going to go, which could be a massive problem. Don't have to worry about many of the rockets, just that one, and those shock launchers, which we can definitely shock with one. So one shock. Let's draw it, shall we? Just for extra fun. We're gonna get into this neighborhood, and then they're gonna explode outwards. Yes, my drawings are amazing. We're gonna do one shock about there, one shock about there, and then one shock there. So shocks are cheap, thankfully. Those mortars will be a problem at shore, so we're going to have to do a nice 2-smoke landing. This is the easiest 2-smoke landing. Our first troop is dropped on that line. Our first smoke is dropped on that line. Then everything just flows. So we're going to drop a smoke about there and a smoke about there. And no, those are not boobies. Get your mind out of the Valentine's Day gutter. Is that even considered a gutter? I don't think bullet's the right answer. We're gonna bring Sparky. She's gonna bring us some free critters. I only have tick 1 critter swarm, so scratch that. We'll bring her universal remote. Hopefully that'll help us a little bit. We've got 9 attacks. Titanic is dead. Alamo is dead. So although this is not necessarily fully recommended, it should do fairly well as long as we don't totally and utterly botch it up. And if any of these details, such as how to do a 2-smoke landing here, have you wondering for more details, I do have more videos on that as well. So hit me up in the old comments. 1, 2, 3. We're going to use 3 smokes to get to there because laser rangers tend to fan out in ridiculous fashion. And now, out come the critters, out come the shocks, out come the shocks, out come more shocks. Laser Rangers clearing out in a quick fashion. Not as quick as one would like. My phone just froze up for a second there. Not sure what's going on there. Also, not sure if you guys have noticed or not, but for me, it is crazy how slow my phone is when my battery is down to 1%. I think it's an iOS thing where your phone just gets ready to die, but I've had a couple operation attacks recently where it was just pure panic because all of a sudden my phone slowed down, and it's not a great thing when that happens at all. So just an absolute mad panic to get to a charging spot. Now we are done back there. Everspark's about to get shot in the face, so we're gonna try to get her back, try to clear some of these beach mortars, and Everspark looks like she just hit 1% as well, so getting some stuff. Now, this was not ideal under any stretch of the imagination, but that opens up that right-hand side in a big way. Typically what happens is players will do bombardiers and mechs, for example, to go right, and then they have to get through all of those stinking boom cannons. So although that attack was not perfect, definitely was useful. Definitely was useful. Would have been better if we could get that shock launcher down, but overall, clearing towards the right doing fairly decent. Those back rocket launchers are going to be a pain, but the kill zone in this instance is right about there. Again, using those lines on shore. If we have a look at that exact spot when we're scouting here, shock launchers don't range it. This back rocket launcher won't range it. These things won't range it. So some of them will, but the shock launchers won't. So now it's just up to the next attacker to clear a couple rocket launchers, and then bombardiers can just chuck at that bad boy. And although the attack was probably a C+, hopefully those lines on the shore showed you something you didn't know before. Jumping into warships. This is my engine room locked. I have all the things can't go forward account, which means that I've got a lot of tokens, a lot of tokens. Why do they call them both tokens? I just call those keys. Anyways, I've got everything maxed that I cared about. This is the account that was all GBE all the time. We've got 4 GBE nodes, and that is because I am using artillery a ton. Now, my replay logs are awesome. Like these, I told you we weren't going to deal with replays, but these are pretty darn good attacks using heavy Zuka, so I wanted to show you them in case it helped you at the 4 or the 5 engine room level. I know not many people are there anymore, but having a lot of fun. So heavies out front, vital. They are going to clear the mines. They are going to do all of the things, and then dropping the smokes when our Zukas get close, using that granny flare. Granny as far as it's a stopping point. Getting all of our troops back there, and then getting the heavies out front with that initial flare. And at this point, we can use our GBE on that far engine room, and then just kamikaze rushing that 4th engine room. So decent attack there, using the heavies, the Zukas, and the Cryoneers in great fashion. Now, all the engine rooms aren't always in the back, which people have really started to fix this up a little bit. And again, these attacks, I'm really digging them, because you have to move your troops around. You have to plan a little bit. That's where that Iron Will comes in to keep our Zukas alive, because they've got no troop health. Clearing, getting some free gunboat energy, and then eventually moving back into the middle, trying to get all our troops in the middle so they fan out for those other 2 engine rooms. Notice that we're throwing that smoke super late, because we don't care about the heavies. The heavies can take a few hits, but our Zukas definitely can't. And now they spread out on their own to those 2 engine rooms. Bada bing, bada boom. Heavy Zuka, great troop to use on the main base. Also a lot of fun on warships. Again, this one, unfortunate placement by them of their engine rooms. We don't have to care about this one, I don't think. Again, I'm looking at this and thinking how I would attack it, and it turns out that past me does the same as present me. So don't smoke the heavies, because your smokes will not last to keep your Zukas alive. That first boat of heavies is only there to clear mines and keep our troops alive, and then keeping the Zukas alive. Task number uno. Yeah, I'm super Duolingo present. And then again, this person thinks their shock launchers are in a great spot. They're not really, because you can shock things underneath there, and then it's just a full spread. Again, mind out of the gutter, people. Just going for all of those engine rooms as fast as we can, and throwing all of our GBE towards artillery. Where is medkit? Would really like to have a medkit on this account. Also, last one against Omada, 249, pretty darn fast again, and again, different layout, but kind of the same. You just need to pick which engine room you're not going to target. In this case, I ignored this one over on the right. Heavies out front, Zukas in behind, and then some extra heavies to come up with those Zukas. Clearing the mines, trying to get that 3-way split again. You can see my flare is slightly right of center, not quite as far left as it probably should have been. that artillery on that sniper tower was a misclick, and then just shocking and clearing and trying to get all of our troops towards those final engine rooms, waiting for that final flare, and then just chucking towards it. So smoke on warships at the 4 engine room level, so much fun. And you know what's not fun? This. Lots and lots of people fizzling against this account. You can see over here on this left-hand side, my boosts are wonky crazy. Only 40% troop damage, no troop health, just full defensive. But on the plus side, I'm clearing bases. I am getting all of people's engine rooms, except in this instance, against very good players and doing pretty darn good. Shout out to Global Jim. I don't know where that name comes from. That is, I'm not sure if that name is secret who that is or not, but shout out to that person. I won't show your other name just out of respect, because I'm not sure if that's supposed to be private or not. Regardless, we are going to do an attack, and this attack is likely going to take 3 minutes and 58 seconds. This account is slow. I wish I could name this. There must be some anyways. Slothmot. I'm not creative enough, and I didn't think that one through. So this is going to be boring. This is going to be where I'm very curious to see how many people tune out here, because this is slow and drudgerous, and our opponent has no defensive building damage, so we should be able to clear this pretty darn quick. I am going to send you over there with one of you. I'm also going to send you up here and you up here. Yes, I talk to my troops as if they are people for some reason. And now, as soon as that heavy chopper moves across that left-hand side ramp, actually, I guess we should get someone else out here. Yes, they are someone's. And now, as soon as that moves across the ramp, we can drop that left-hand side rocket chopper, just trying to get things moving in the right direction. Kavan is nowhere near our troops, so he's going to slowly but surely catch up. We've lost a bombardier. Our opponent is still scouting. Every time I see my opponent scout this long, it makes me very nervous that I've lost. Oh, there we go. There we go. Opponent coming in. They waited a long time. Our bombardiers are not long for this world. Let's get some extra troops out using Kevi Kavan, and that heavy chopper, rocket chopper coming up that left-hand side has been very useful for me. So if you take nothing away from this attack at all, do consider giving that strategy a try. What did I just do? Oh, I was waiting for my shock to come out, and my shock never came out. Notice that left-hand side rocket chopper is big time taking out that shock launcher. Super handy. Speaking of things that are not handy, these bombardiers going along that right-hand wall, not great, but I need to get rid of that gosh darned grappler. Grappler is such a pain in my derriere, and now that we've gotten rid of that grappler, we can pull out a little bit and then get back in, trying to keep those heavies out front. I told you this was going to be slow. Kavan, of course, got shot in the face because that's what Kavan does best. Let's get a flare out onto that right there, because otherwise our troops are just going to stand around and do nothing. Our rocket chopper is not going to last terribly long. Reminder, you can throw a med kit on your rocket chopper, but you gotta hit the shadow, not the rocket chopper itself. You gotta hit that shadow. And there are a lot of moments here where when your heavy chopper dies, it actually helps you a lot, because otherwise those shock launchers target in on your bombardiers, which is less than ideal. Our opponent has only got one engine room so far. We have only got 2, but we're slowly but surely moving forward. I told you this is not super fun. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do at the next engine room level. There are 2 more defensive buffs, which would be completely and utterly ridiculous to roll out. But we shall have to wait and find out. That heavy chopper falling down is the best thing that could have happened right now, because that's going to distract that shock launcher. We are getting very, very, very low on time, but our opponent has retreated, which is no big surprise, because this base is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. Now, I hope I have the replay to show you how to beat it. I've been beat in 2 minutes and 10 seconds or something ridiculous. So we are not going to get all the engine rooms in this instance. It's not super, super fun. But even if we retreat right now, we can't help our opponent out because it's just going to be too darn slow. So we're just going to have to wait this out. Opponent, I'm sorry that I'm taking so gosh darn long, but there's nothing I can do for you at this point. We got lots. We also got that plus 20. And now I've seen some people parking around this level. People are thinking that 23.50 is going to be where the global 500 cuts off, is the general feeling that I've been seeing. I've been global top 500 a bunch of times, not concerned about that at all. I am going to keep on playing. 2290. I assume that it's going to be higher than that. It tends to move more than that. And we've got 3 days, 13 hours left, but who knows? Now, let's see if I can find that. There we go. Osama. I face Osama. It seems like, I'm not sure if Osama has an alt, but it seems like I face the one player with those clubs in their name and then face another in the next couple battles. Osama doing smart things, coming in from that left-hand side with, as you can see, they've got 4 boats heavy choppas and 2 boats bombardiers. Then they bring in the laser rangers. Against these clump bases, you gotta use laser rangers. They just absolutely crush all of the things. And then bombardiers in behind doing great, great work. So you see those laser rangers taking out the stuff underneath that sky shield very, very well. And then bombardiers just outranging. So great attack, Osama. I'm not sure if that's one you want to try and duplicate or not, but it all depends which troops you've gone, of course. On my other naked warship, I have gone into Seekers instead of Bombardiers. Don't see many people using Seekers. And I've also gone to the very end of the tree and gotten the Flotsam and the Hot Pot. Now, the Flotsam not really all that useful, unfortunately, because as you see here, let's just show enemy replays. PEO, which troops are you using? Rocket Chop and Bombardier. So Flotsam not really all that relevant. Pogger using, what do you got for us? Heavy Choppa and Bombardiers. So players using Heavy Choppas and Bombardiers or Heavy Choppas and Rocket Choppas. You can see I am not getting a lot of wins on this account. Basically, anyone with a good attack beats this base. So grossness, just absolute grossness. I'll show you my 2-minute 18-second time. And it all comes down to laser rangers for me. Critters are basically useless. I mean, no, it's critters. Seekers are basically useless for me. So I am all about the lasers all the time. And people with these, by the way, see how good that was? Those right-hand side troops clearing that right-hand side, allowing all my troops to just come down Broadway. So Seekers not super useful for me. Anytime anyone has any kind of building damage, Seekers just get absolutely crushed. We will do one live attack just because you can see how much of a struggle it is for me at the moment. But first, sorry. I'm going to show you where I'm backfilling to. So I went and got stupid tanks. Don't care about stupid tanks. Next, I got to get stupid Everspark. Going back for shock bombs. Eventually get shock launchers. I was really tempted to be with like the guy who was using super warriors. But a reminder that Super Warriors are a GBE ability, so even if you have 120% troop health, 120% troop damage, they're going to get crushed by any kind of defense because those boosts don't apply to Super Warriors. Oh, one more thing. As soon as we get a match here. Yesterday I talked about how if we have a look at our troops here, our boosts are not correctly applying. You see that our troop health is showing 80% for some reason, even though we have 120%. That number only showed 40% yesterday. Not sure why that changed, to be completely honest. But that is not relevant. That is a visual glitch only. I did a bunch of testing, and it was totally and utterly fine. Speaking of totally and utterly fine, where do we want to go on this? You've got a grappler. Don't really care about your grappler, though. We're going to go one boat of you over there, one boat of you over here. That left-hand side, or that right-hand side, I should say, is very critical because we want that heavy on that right-hand side to draw the mortar fire, which it did, which is fantastic. Now we're going to clear a bunch of mines. I am all about clearing mines when it comes to laser rangers. It is all mines all the time. It is crazy just how strong mines are against laser rangers if you let them add up. We should be pretty good here, though. Again, that rocket launcher trying its best to slow us down, not doing a great job, but still doing some damage. Need to be Johnny on the spot as far as getting all of those mines cleared to keep our laser rangers moving forwards. We have only lost 1 or 2, which is great news. Things are moving in the right general direction. Let's get Kevy Kavan to do some work for us. And this person has a grappler, but doesn't have a heck of a lot of critter launchers near it. So it was definitely less of a concern than most grapplers have been, and now just trying our darndest to get another barrage so we can clear some mines at that next corner right about there. That should do most things for us. As that heavy chopper goes around the corner, I would love it if that heavy chopper would die, but I don't think we're going to get that part done. So we're going to have to drop some of these critter dudes trying to clear all those mines and possibly distract that shock launcher. Everyone is getting good times against me, as you just saw. So 7 engine rooms, although it is fun, I don't recommend it. It is insane just how fast every single person is against my base. I think we have a little bit of a buffer because I was yibbering and yakking, and I'm pretty darn certain that we've lost again, though. So I've gotten a decent time against this person's base. We're going to get 141 and probably lost as a result. So we are against Arabic McSquiggles, and they got 153. We got 141. That is not awesome. What is awesome, though, of course, is War Factory. Now, War Factory, there's no Thursday without War Factory. We are going to jump on in. I am just going to rush in, and there are many things that are going to go wrong with this. I've got lots and lots of diamonds, all free from being in a task force that gets 29 diamonds every single day. I just lost the delay just to make things rhyme. And we don't have tribes on this account, so this is not going to go super duper smoothly. Need to throw a shock there, and a shock over there, but we don't have any shocks, so those critter launchers are gonna do a number on us in a big way. Need one more shock here. Probably should have thrown that shock differently. Definitely should have thrown that shock differently. Should have thrown it about there. That way, we could have got the laser and the rocket launcher, but we've done a decent start here. Gonna have to spend some diamonds. I'll show you my plan in a second. Need to spend those diamonds first. As Everspark's mom pops up, let's get going. This is overkill. But the problem that I saw was there's not a heck of a lot of damage buildings out front. So Everspark's universal remote would be a bit of a problem, likely. So we're going to send Miss Brick and some Zukas over in here. We're going to try to clear as much of this stuff as we can. And we're going to try a silly maneuver, which is to throw a actually, we're not going to try a silly maneuver. I was going to flash kill that laser, but we have no need to do that whatsoever. Just going to clear all of this stuff, and then as soon as we get that done, I don't even know where we're going to go. We're going to go over into here. Let's get one more smoke, just trying to clear a little bit of extra stuff. If you're trying to follow this as a tutorial, just retreat right there. We are losing troops underneath that smoke quickly. Those doom cannons are going to obliterate us, as are the critter launchers. But we're getting a little bit of goodness out of this, getting both those critter launchers down, clearing a couple mines in the process, and now we're looking pretty darn good. This is decent. I wouldn't call that great or good, and we will do it with a max level account just for extra awesomeness with Laser Ranger Tribe, obviously. Now let's just bring Everspark back out here. We will bring her Critter Swarm. My Critter Swarm on my low level account is higher than on my max level account. Not super duper bright. Again, trying to use smoke to get our troops centered. We're going to let all of them come out underneath here, and then my screen not really behaving all that well. We're going to throw a shock there and a shock back on those CMOs. It is crazy just how many troops CMOs will kill if you let them. I know they're one-shot defenses, but my goodness, they shoot quickly. We've got some critters out front now, so don't really have to worry too much about the Doom Cannon or the CMO. As soon as we get a shock, though, we are going to throw it on that critter launcher. Reminder for the low levels that critter launchers are basically mortars. They will ruin your life if you let them. People just think, oh, it's just one critter. But yeah, that mortar that those critter launchers are chucking absolutely wreck your troops. So we're going to try to keep our critters out front, try to get rid of as many of these CMOs as we can, and then our next attack should be able to finish this puppy off. Critters from Everspark distracting all of the CMOs. So useful. And our troops sitting there shooting at that shock shield generator, so not useful. Anytime your troops are shooting things that don't shoot back, bad things are happening. But we're doing fairly all right. Those mortars are going to wreck our day. We could probably come back a little bit just to get out of the range of those mortars as the critters distract those CMOs for a couple seconds. I think we're... Oh, Everspark staying alive. Nobody sing now. Don't sing. Apparently that's how you do CPR, though. Useless tidbits from me. We are going to flare onto that CMO. Don't care about anything except for that final CMO. Setting up our core hit. We are golden. We are Gucci. We are whatever the heck you want to call it. Getting the heck out of there because you don't need to. You've already watched my slow Warship account. Don't need to watch me try and tickle that core down. And, what is that? Our third attack? Yeah, 4 attacks to finish off. A bunch of diamonds spent. And I can't stress this enough. Please keep Creator Boost Zmot in that shop. Every single penny helps. Even if you're a free-to-play player, throw code ZMOD in there. It is greatly appreciated. A little bit of inside info about me. I have not, financial details, trying to pull at your heartstrings. We ordered a new vehicle for the first time in 14 years. Back driving, I haven't had a vehicle loan in probably 10 years. And we just got the notification that our vehicle is coming in April. So I am frantically trying to scavenge every possible penny I can find. So please throw code ZMOD in that shop. I'm not asking for charity. I'm not that guy saying, hey, I just bought a brand new vehicle, you should feel bad for me. Not at all. I am very concerned. Times are going to be very tight in the next many years here. So if you can throw code ZMOD in that shop, it is appreciated. Anyways, I try to keep the personal information out, but it also slides back in at times. So a lot bit excited, but a lot bit nervous as well. 3 kids, new vehicle. My kids leave crap everywhere in the vehicle, whether it be pencil crayons or sand or nervous times indeed. Down goes that War Factory, and on to this account for War Factory. This is going to be way more fun, and if many of you are wondering why do I have so many accounts, it's for exactly this reason. Don't have to have instant training on it. You can try different things on warships. You can do different things on operations. Lots and lots of fun. So we are going to send Mr. Bullet into that neighborhood right about there. The reason why we're sending him in there, and the reason why we delayed a little bit, is that he can lock, though, you know what? Let's actually move him over to here. That is going to suck, the fact that that flare is active for so long. Don't want him in the range of those critter launchers. I'm going to have to use an extra smoke here, which again is going to suck, but we're going to get all sorts of goodness out of here. Locking Bullet in there is going to lock both those lasers on him. He's going to taunt most of those rocket launchers, and then we're just going to go absolutely ham as soon as that flare expires with these ladies spread along the beach. And again, keep the mines out of the gutters, people. Notice that those lasers and those rocket launchers are all keyed in on Bullet, and now watch these ladies crush everything. Like absolutely everything getting pummeled. I am throwing a shock on that back rocket launcher just out of fear, and we're gonna bring our troops back into here, use some shocks to keep our troops alive, and of course miss a shock because that's how I like to roll. Getting more shocks out here, and now those lasers are not a huge concern. Those rocket launchers definitely are, though. So now that we've got a bunch of things happening, we're going to throw some critters out there to distract those CMOs, getting all our troops back into here, and then they're all going to explode out of this smoke bit by stinking little bit. Not really a great idea to use smoke around CMOs, but Bullet should do some good for us. These CMOs and critter launchers should be fairly easy to deal with. I don't know if we're going to get a solo, though. I've lost a lot of troops here, and it is coming down to the wire. Also, laser rangers don't burn through shields terribly well, so hopefully, there we go, we got all the shields down. Sweet action. So laser ranger solo using unboosted laser rangers, but of course they are boosted by the tribes. We've already got 99 cells, 99 gears. I like that a lot. So please give those laser rangers a shot. I know I did not give the best option with them as far as using them on an operation, but they are so much. You know what? I'm going to show a not me attack. Over in join at own risk. You can always tell it's join at own risk because you can see all those do not enter signs. We are going to watch Mr. Mackett soloing Waterloo. Now, for those of you who know how to solo Waterloo using the magic path, it goes something like this. You see this spot right about here? Where are we at here? Right there? That is the flare point. So you're going to go up in here, and then you wrap around, and then you shock here, and you shock here, and probably here and here. So lots and lots of shocks, lots and lots of tough walks. but Mackett is doing the exact opposite of that and coming to this right-hand side and using Laser Rangers in absolute ridiculous fashion. And just like my Warships account, he is using critters and GBE like crazy to keep those mines cleared, to remove some of those troops, or buildings I should say, distract some of those buildings, and then just keep on moving right. Critter launchers, a massive pain in the butt, clearing the mines and moving on forwards. I haven't watched this attack. I just saw that it was a solo, and there was a comment in chat saying, holy crow, well done. He is getting low on shocks, I would assume, or low on GBE for shocks, I should say. But look at this. Just I hate the fact that your troops go backwards to that flare, but getting the barrage out to get rid of that final critter launcher. Laser Rangers out of range of that shock launcher for the most part, reflare, and then just crushing the core. So Laser Rangers, a lot of fun. Do make sure that you've got the attacks to finish your operations though, because as I showed you on my strategize, my hit was not the best. Lots of Laser Ranger hits are not the best, so you gotta be a little bit careful. Anyways, that is all for me. Hopefully you're having great times on the warships, on the main base. Reminder, we are almost in March. So Party Island, wherever the heck it is about to become active. Keep an eye on your villagers. Once they start to have party hats, you know it is active. That is how you get those boom boxes. Any questions, hit me up in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Use code ZMOD in that shop. I'm ZMOD. Thanks for coming in. Peace.